Hello everyone, this is Miss Maggie T with Sutri Seconds, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button so you won't miss another post from me. But here's my extra installment of Ask Miss Maggie T, and I'm thinking I'm enjoying this a little bit too much. I started this off on a Sutri Seconds page where I was offering advice for free. Just allowing people that just didn't really want to go to the traditional therapy, but just needed an unbiased ear to vent to. I was doing that free of service, but of course, it became overwhelming because I honestly became the person that was maybe saving lives, because a lot of people really have some deep down trauma and issues they're dealing with and don't have the means of income to just pay for therapy. And that's the services I was offering, just offered because it's passion of mine to help people. So this is also my way to answer questions for you guys in a video form, so you can kind of get that personal touch to it, and this message is for you, and plus anyone else that's listening, it can relate to anybody basically. So ask away, please hit me up on any social media platform, Miss Maggie T, anywhere you go. Now Facebook is Maggie Thornton, but I think you can type in Miss Maggie T as my extra name. I'll make sure I check the settings on that, but just find me anywhere and message me, or leave it on the post and comments, and just put hashtag Ask Miss Maggie T, MS Maggie T. But this question of the day is basically from a loving person of mine. At what point does mental illness impede the success and growth of a relationship or marriage? That's another good question, and I'm gonna answer that, and I'm gonna base it off of my own experience. Basically, I just recently went through I cut the cord of corporate America and kind of just out here cold turkey on my own in business for self. And it's an overwhelming experience. The past couple of months, I've been a bat out of hell, if you will, with anxiety extremely high. I had to walk again. I had to learn to sit down and relax and rest and not take on everything all at once. I had a lot of people that were nervous about the transition of this, because I have a lot of people I'm carrying along with me in this business, in the growth that I've become in Atlanta Falcons Nation. And this Sutri Seconds deal, that I'm definitely going to explore even more, because I have a passion in helping people. So I'm going to do some things that is going to benefit everyone in the future, along with just pursuing myself in that career of my passion, because it's not a job for me. It's really not. I used to, I had a page on Facebook called Sutri Seconds, and I started a new page, but this is not the one I'm speaking on. It was a page where, now it's deactivated at this point, because I used to offer free unbiased advice to people that just couldn't go to a traditional therapy. They just wanted to speak to someone that would just listen to them vent. And the more I offered it free of service now, because the money wasn't where I was looking for. I'm just honestly want to help people. There was a lot of people coming at me in this inbox, preferably at 3 or 4 in the morning sometime. And there's a lot of times when a lot of people like myself that has anxiety, we do sit up fairly late, and, the sleep is problems, I definitely dealt with insomnia, and I still do, but I'm getting better at it. I'm learning not to take on so much in my life and scaling back on things I can't control, and just taking my time with it pace by pace, and getting my rest, because I recently had a huge panic attack. Last one was like a decade ago, and I knew that something definitely wasn't right with myself. So I've been starting my spiritual journey, and a lot of people get it misconcepted with what it could truly be. Spiritual healing is just a natural way of doing things. It's just a mindset, how you change eating habits, just how you go about in life. It's not taking the blame or pointing the fingers at other people. You point them back at yourself. And I knew that I had a lot of trauma since high school and beyond, that I still deal with, but being one of those strong-minded people, I help people, but I don't help myself, if that makes sense. I can tell you guys how to do this and step by step, but one thing about the therapy I went through before I started this spiritual journey, it was therapists need therapy. And I was like, how? It just didn't make sense to me. How are you helping others and you're not helping yourself? But honestly, you're too busy in your craft and passion. You forget about you. And that's one thing about strong-minded people. They take on so much to help others and they forget about themselves. So with that being said, short answer, basically, yes, it can cause a problem, a mental illness, if you will, in the relationships, especially to the one that knows they have an issue and not willing to get help about it. So, they do things like drink, drugs or sex. Some people have an addiction to sex and think that's being sexual is their way out to express themselves in their trauma because of what happened. They're sexual in nature, or they choose, like I said, the bottle. They choose to use drugs, or they just have a very nasty attitude about themselves. And they're, some people, I'm bipolar. People joke about that, but there are real people that are out there suffering from this undiagnosed and not seeking the help about it. And the family, it takes a toll on them. And children and everything, this person comes in angry and, unruly and causing havoc in the family. And they know it, but they don't want to admit to it. And a lot of times, especially in African American household, it's a taboo subject. Mental illness is taboo. And it's, no offense to anyone else, you cannot just pray everything away. It's just not possible. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go get diagnosed and take medication. No. But some people may require that just to kind of get them on their feet temporarily. But it doesn't mean that's your crutch for life. Maybe get some control of some things, figure out some things where you can focus a bit more, and then, work yourself out of that situation. But some people need further extreme help, with schizophrenia and things like that. Some illnesses you can't control without some type of monitoring. And that's just the bottom line. So that can ruin, or it can make or break a relationship depending on the partner and his or her understanding of what's going on with your partner and his illness. Are you willing to put up with all the ups and downs of those mood swings and lashing out? Or some people have multiple personalities. That's a real illness where you don't know who's coming to you at any given moment. They can be smiling in your face, and then next thing you know, they're trying to strangle your neck. It happens. And I had to go on my own journey of finding myself and turning the finger around on me. I knew that I was the problem. I ran from my problems. I ran from the truth. I knew I had to face my childhood traumas and high school trauma. I had a huge experience in 9th grade where it definitely made the path that I led in my younger years that wasn't too good, where I was relying on men to be my saving grace. And I was blaming everybody else. I was drinking, smoking, hanging out, partying, and just doing things I shouldn't be doing because I either was upset at a man or upset at life. And the experience I had in 9th grade just made me feel like I was worthless and used, and that's a problem. And it definitely caused a problem with my own relationship with, and I just kept running. I kept seeing the good in someone. Then it's like, nope, this is too good to be true. I'm running. Let me get up out of here. But that running gets old, and that running makes you look crazy, or, that's not a good word, but when you run from your problems and not face it, that's all you're going to continue to do all your life. And you're going to wonder why you keep going in this circle. And I don't like that circle. I don't like that hang up of feeling like I'm going nowhere. But I finally faced my trauma. I finally realized that I am the problem. I do have some things I need to work on for self-love. It's something I speak all the time. But you have to accept it and say, you know what? I have a problem that I need to get fixed. When you do that, that's when you get your help. If you got to be selfish and cut everyone off in order to get that peace of mind and get that help, do it. I think it's the best thing you can do for yourself. And I'm the true testimony of that. I went and got my help. I realized I needed help, so I went and got therapy. Now I have a life coach that helps me and guides me. And I'm thinking about pursuing that as a career as myself, because this is something I'm passionate about and I want to do. And I feel like my relationship is growing because of that, because I finally recognize who I am. And now I know how to tackle that. And I know how to cope with things a lot better, because now I understand I haven't been diagnosed, but the EMT told me, it was like, you have high anxiety and you have to get control of that. So, breathing exercise and things that I always talk about, I have to apply that to myself now. And I wasn't doing that because I was working for a company that just made me miserable. And I finally cut my cord. And I'm on business for myself now. And that is in itself is overwhelming, because now you're walking again and you're starting all the way over. You got to worry about your own health insurance. It's everything that you was handed at a regular employer, where it was laid out for you. This is your start time. This is your hours. This is when you get paid. Here's your insurance, etc. But now on your own, that's overwhelming. And anybody that's out there in the world like me, that's a business owner, understands that stepping your foot out there is a scary place to be. But you got to get your anxiety, your health, your mental health in check in order to be able to handle something like that, because it's gonna be a lot. It definitely is. But if the person, like I said, as a recap, if the person is not willing to accept who they are and they're just willing to be a nuisance to everybody, it's not going to benefit at the end of the day. They're going to find themselves by themselves because of the fact that, hey, I'm not the problem. You guys are. When in fact, that person themselves are the reason why everybody is timid and scared. And you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be somebody that people can't approach and they feel like their life is in danger and things like that. So you're doing reckless things like drinking and driving and fighting police and acting a fool because you're putting that substance in your body. We got to stop that. We have to stop that. And I've been going on for quite some time. I really do hope you're listening to this message and just leave me some feedback on it. But I think that a relationship, even if both persons have mental illnesses, it can definitely succeed as long as the person is getting the help that they need and coping. And, you can come together and talk about these things and let you be that vent person. You should be able to go to your partner about anything and everything, because they should know you, in and out. Why not share it with your partner and go through it? But that's the end of my journey here, you guys. Thank you for subscribing, and go ahead and hit that like button and share. I'm out, people. Peace.